Jay Demody, Managing Director at MSCI and Head of AI Products. Welcome to Powered by Snowflake.
Thank you. Very excited to be here today.
I'm very excited to learn more about what is MSCI and what does it mean to be the head of AI products. So let's get started with what is MSCI.
Our job is to help clients make better investment decisions. We have over 50 years of experience in research and technology to understand the primary drivers of risk and return, understand how they can construct portfolios through various different data sets, and ultimately we're the leading provider of indexes, risk and portfolio management software. There's over $15 trillion benchmarked to MSCI indexes.
Wow, making better investment decisions throughout 50 years. How big is MSCI these days?
Yeah, so there's over 5,000 employees in 30 different offices. We have 6,900 clients across almost every country.
And when you mention 50 trillion, that might mean a lot of data.
It's a lot of data, yes. So a lot of data to bring in-house, a lot of data process, and then distributing that content to clients is really important as well.
Distributing content to clients, and there's an AI component to this, being the managing director,
yes.
Head of AI products.
Yes, yeah, exciting. So one of the things that we're looking at now is how we can start to leverage AI to improve both the client understandings of their portfolios, of markets, as well as transform the client experience for our users as well.
Mm-hmm. And you have a demo for us today about transforming this.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about the demo before we go into it?
Yeah, for sure. Our clients here are investment professionals, risk leaders within the client organization who need to understand what the portfolios are positioned, what are the emerging risks that they need to be aware of, because ultimately they're responsible for ensuring that their investments are aligned with that investment thesis and there isn't risk coming that they shouldn't be taking as part of that. And so what our tooling does is it elevates up, here's what you need to know today, and here's what drove those changes that makes that information important.
Understanding risk and what is important today.
Absolutely, yes, because ultimately they're responsible for that positioning. And so making them more efficient, being able to automate more of those kind of first hour of their day to understand of all the things they're looking at, what they should drop into first is really important.
And what part does Snowflake play on this?
So we've found Snowflake is incredibly helpful when it comes to pulling together lots of data from lots of different sources, putting it into a single result warehouse for our clients, and then through the magic of secure share, making it available instantly for them. We take something that would have taken a couple of hours a day just to download the mass amount of quantity that we have, transform it, upload it into the client environment to something that takes seconds through secure share and Snowflake distribution.
You can securely share with your customers without moving data around.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a definite game changer for many of our customers.
Yes, and not only you can share, but there's all these layers of analysis you are weaving over this data.
Correct, yes. So once all the results are available within that Snowflake result share, we can do lots of interesting things. We can build dashboards for clients in order for them to see how their portfolios are changing. And what we just launched here this June is our AI Portfolio Insights offering, which enables us to apply the latest advances in machine learning and generative AI to surface what's most important to clients there.
The AI Portfolio Insights, and I think you have a demo of that for us?
I do, yes.
Let's take a look at it, but we can start with an architecture diagram.
Yes, so let's start there. So we have here is the major flow that our clients use when accessing and using our content. It starts with the client data, oftentimes use their own portfolio positions, things that are important to them. That flows into our analytical engine along with our MSCI content to perform things like risk analysis, understand liquidity associated with their position, understand sustainability, right? How do they build a more sustainable portfolio? And so we have a number of different analytical engines that help provide those. And where we get to Snowflake is in actually providing that to clients, right? And so one of the things that previously, before Snowflake, was a huge hassle for clients was just getting the volume of results out of our system and into their system so they can do all the different awesome things they want with it. We run over 7 million portfolios today through the analytical structure here. And so having an easier way to distribute those results to clients is really, really important. So what Snowflake allows us to do is that instead of the old extract, modify, and upload process, we can now simply load it into a client instance that we have for them, specific within Snowflake. And through the magic of Snowflake Secure Share, it instantly becomes available in their environment. So we take a process that was hours long to just do that transformation into seconds, which is very powerful for our clients.
So you're managing 7 million portfolios, and instead of moving data around as you had to in the past, now you can just instantly share data securely with your customers.
Exactly. They really enjoy it because it simplifies their life quite a bit, and then it brings it in alongside all the other data sets that they have. So within the cloud data warehouse, that becomes a very powerful offering for them.
That's really cool. And I see that you have many layers of analytics here.
Correct, yeah. So one of the advantages for us is that once the portfolios are kind of into the system, we can do a wide variety of different analyses for them in order to understand their portfolios. So something like understanding what are the drivers of risk and return through our factor models, understanding potential hotspots through their counterparty or credit risk base, and then being able to tell the story of their investments through our performance attribution system is very powerful.
Tell the story of their investment. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah. Well, so for professional investors, what they want to do is they want to say, okay, here's what happened in the markets, right, which everyone kind of knows about. But more importantly, here's what happened to your portfolio that you entrusted me to manage and how much that was aligned with my particular investment thesis. And so being able to communicate, here are the bets that we took, here are the position that we thought going into the period, here's what happened, and be able to kind of frame it into how the professional investor can do a good job managing their investments in the future is really, really important.
How to make sense of all this data and what happened throughout this, the whole market story.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That sounds really cool, but I would love to see it in action.
For sure. So one of the advantages of putting everything to Snowflake is it makes it very easy for us to be able to look through those results and identify potential hotspots, potential changes that the users need to be aware of. And so what we've done is put on top of those Snowflake results our AI Portfolio Insights offering that looks into the client portfolios and helps risk leaders understand what they need to know first. So what I have here is our MSCI Portfolio Insights main screen. This helps a investment risk leader at a client organization whose job it is to look through many different types of funds, different accounts, and find out what's changed overnight that they need to be aware of, and thus be able to investigate, analyze, communicate, and ultimately potentially manage against within the portfolio.
That's a very interesting keyword. What happened overnight?
Yes. So this process runs every day. We load in the client portfolios, run through our factor analysis to understand what's changed. And then in the center part here, it flags out which portfolios changed the most overnight, and thus the client needs to investigate. Here we're using the MSCI indexes as stand-in for our client accounts, but it all kind of works the way that you would expect. In this particular day, there was a large change due to MSCI rebalance. And so we had a large number of changes within these different accounts we're looking at. But the biggest one was the World SRI Index had a 180 basis points change. And so for a risk leader, they might look at this and say, okay, what happened? Why did it change? And that's where we get to the left-hand side here, using some text that we've been able to generate with natural language processing, with LLMs, based upon the facts that we provided on it through the lens of our factor model. So we have on the left-hand side then is a kind of headline news and summary of what drove that through the results that we've saved in Snowflake. This helps our clients who are oftentimes trying to find the needle in the haystack with what's occurred. We can then elevate that needle, if you will, and show it to them right on the screen.
So you're quickly telling me not only these were the largest portfolios that changed, this is why I can point to the company, I can point to the reason, and this was Gen AI generated.
Correct, yes. So it's leveraging those results that we've saved in Snowflake in order to generate this text.
Exactly. This is a big picture showing you the top details, but how much deeper can a customer go?
Substantially. So one of the nice things about this particular framework that allows us to do is on the right-hand side here, we have an interactive chat agent who has access to that content on Snowflake and can pull it into a Python environment in order to perform additional data analysis tasks that the client needs in order to understand their portfolios better. So we can ask it questions about the portfolios, about the drivers of risk, around news articles, and it will help provide those answers to you using interactive chat.
Yeah, and I see that the sample questions are very sophisticated already, and this is just as an inspiration to...
Yes. Yeah, one of the things with interactive agents, in some ways, like you give the user just a blank bar without anything, the scope of what they could ask is endless, right? There's literally an empty prompt. And that can be very disorienting to users as well. And so by providing a set of prompts that are in context of what's happening, we kind of can shape them in the right direction. The other thing we can do is just ask, what can you help me with?
That's a great starting point.
Yes. And so the agent then, based upon what we prompted it with, can provide a summary of all the different types of questions that it can answer. So the other thing the agent can do now, right, well, it's just telling you what it can help with, is start to answer questions. And so what we have here is an ability to pull the data from Snowflake into this Python environment. The agent will write some code in order to answer the question and apply the results back out to the client. So the example question I'll use here, just a simple bar chart of the largest tracking error today. This will run, pull the data into the environment, generate the code, create the plot, and then show the results back to the user.
And your user is getting data that they could not get this easily before.
No. So just earlier today, I had a client meeting talking about how we could accelerate the process that for them, this sort of data extraction analysis would take 10, 15, 30 minutes today. We can do in about 20 to 40 seconds just by leveraging this agent.
Wow. And what kind of reactions are you getting to this?
Super positive. Everyone's really excited to try it out, be able to explore how to apply it to their portfolios, and really try to help make themselves more efficient and effective using these sorts of tools.
Sounds like such a big change. In what state of this change process do you think we are?
It's still very much early days, right? I think we've launched here in June the most recent upgrade to the functionality, targeting our factor analysis functions, but we're pretty rapidly expanding from there. And so our goal is to be able to provide clients with the same sort of capabilities across all the different types of analysis that they want to do, and be able to just ultimately build better portfolios.
And here we have the resulting chart.
Yes. So here's just the chart with the top 10 portfolios with the largest tracking error, and then the actual data underneath it. And so the power here is that a lot of these kind of more data analysis type of tasks that our clients would have, they can now ask the agent itself, and the agent remembers this is the particular column that contains the data in Snowflake. This is how I create the right plotly commands, right, which I always forget. And then it makes that chart for you, so you can then take this, put it in a presentation, and you're off and running.
That's an awesome agent that also understands that we are looking at certain particular day in the past. Like we can choose any day?
Correct. Yeah, so there's a fair amount of work regarded to, like, if I say generate a bar chart with the plots of the 10 portfolios today, it knows that I'm referring to the June 3rd date to do that analysis.
It gets the context. This is phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm just wondering the amount of data that you must have to be able to produce these results.
Absolutely. So one of the advantages of Snowflake is that it scales very nicely with large data sets. So we can do the same sort of analysis today as historically across all the different portfolios that our clients will have access to. And so this sort of dashboarding capability is very, very powerful. What I'm showing here is going to be kind of a broader set of the data that we have in Snowflake that clients can then pull into their own environment and build their own dashboards again. And we have a number of clients who are doing that, leveraging Snowflake today.
That's cool. And every client is getting a view of the data that's particular to them.
Absolutely. So making sure the client confidentiality around the data is of paramount importance to us. Some of the largest investment managers in the world rely on our analytics, and so we want to take that with appropriate care. And so everything is segmented to their particular walled garden environment to ensure that there's no leakage of data between clients as part of this analysis.
That's awesome. And in part, that is powered by Snowflake and what you'll be building around?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And so what Snowflake enables us to do is to create those separate environments for each client. So we can load the data in there, do the analysis, and then secure share it into their space.
Nice. And we have here what's state of the art right now. How has your relationship between MSCI, this product, and Snowflake evolved throughout the years?
So it started off of us just distributing our core system data through Snowflake, things like our factor exposures, the factor returns, delivering that to Snowflake clients through Secure Share. We then put that into the marketplace and kind of had a marketplace listing. And now with Portfolio Insights, make it available not just our own data, but the client's results via Snowflake as well.
And how did you become the head of AI products?
It's something I've always stayed close to. I have a computer science undergraduate, and so I've always wanted to work at the intersection of mathematics, finance, and computer science. And there's a lot that we can do to help understand financial markets using AI that just wasn't even possible 2 or 3 years ago. And so I'm really excited to see where this is going to go over the next 6 months, over the next year, as we really can start to apply the tools that generative AI is now giving us to really understand markets and help clients make better investment decisions.
Yeah, I like how you say that we are going to see where this goes in the next 6 months. It's such a short term not knowing where this goes because everything is moving so fast.
Yes, yeah. I think we're starting to see just the initial applications of it today. People are still trying to figure out how to empower business users using these sorts of tools. We're really excited for this capability because, based upon the feedback, is making them more efficient and effective, automating that first hour of their day. And as more of this becomes prevalent, those patterns are going to become much more common. And it's going to make everyone's life a lot easier.
Yes, and people can see exactly when we're taping this in June with the chatbot. I'm not sure when this episode will go live, but so many things can change in the meantime.
The world might be a very different place when you're watching this now.
Yes. So what are you most excited about? What's next?
Yeah, so we're looking to leverage more of Snowflake's LLM technologies that they've built into the application itself in order to make faster prototyping, provide a kind of faster experience for clients as part of this. We're also researching how to apply the same sort of pattern of making our clients more efficient through AI in other areas of our firm. And so there's a lot to be done, I think, both just from a kind of core research perspective, as well as engaging with clients to understand how their workflow is changing. Because ultimately, we're more effective, we'll make our clients more effective.
Making clients more effective, that's the goal. Now, an implementation question, because as you mentioned, you're using LLMs here, but you are not using LLMs, the Snowflake Cortex LLMs, because they were just made recently available.
Correct.
But these things are changing and you are able to incorporate those changes. The goal is to make everything faster and more efficient?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the empowering more of our kind of core research team, more of our developers with AI technologies is going to make everyone more efficient and be able to build kind of the next generation worth of tools. We're really excited about AI in order to transform how we can work, as well as the types of experience we surface to clients, really transform that. And that requires everyone to get familiar with the tools. And so that's something we're really excited about.
Yeah, so for everyone thinking about building this kind of product, being powered by Snowflake, how does your development process work?
Well, it starts with the clients, right? We have to understand what is the pain point, what's the problem we're looking to solve from the client perspective. If we don't validate that very strongly first, then it doesn't matter how great your solution is, it's just not going to be that effective. And so by combining kind of a clear understanding of what the client pain points are through a lot of in-depth investigation, analysis, interviews, together then with our kind of core research team, who's really looking to push the boundaries of what we can do in this space, we can then surface up the best ideas for bringing to market. And so one of the things that we've been able to take advantage of is that MSCI has been doing this for a number of years. We have natural language processing associated with company filings for many years. And so we're already sitting on top of a fair amount of expertise in this area, which we then can bring to bear in sorts of novel areas.
So you have the data, you have the customers, you have your research team, you surface the best ideas.
Yes.
And then people are able to start playing with this and making it part of their daily investor's life.
Yeah, absolutely. Spinning up individual sandbox environments for researchers and developers to be able to explore has been really important. Being able to test out new ideas, making sure that at the same time there's the right controls around this as well. And so working with our various different internal teams to make sure that all those controls are being satisfied, that we're keeping things in line with that is really important as well.
Yeah. Enable experimentation while having the right controls. So how do you enable fast experimentation and giving your developers freedom while keeping everything secure and controlled?
Yeah, so one of the things that's actually been really useful as part of us putting all of our content on Snowflake is that the Snowflake share itself becomes almost a gold copy of our content that we can distribute through lots of different use cases internally. And so whereas before, even just getting everything aligned and together in order to do novel research was kind of a hassle, we can now leverage Snowflake as saying, like, this is the golden version of this results that we're making available, or this content, whether that's our sustainability scores, our index data sets, our factor data, and then the researchers are able to leverage that much faster than they were previously.
So we're making things not only faster for your customers, but also for your developers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's wonderful. Right now, we have developers, people that want to build with Snowflake, present and future customers listening to this conversation. What would you like them to remember from this?
Yeah, it's that the world is changing fast, that in order to understand how you can be more effective in your work, whether that's as a developer, as a risk manager, as a portfolio manager, leveraging AI is going to be key to that over the next 3 years. And so these sorts of tools, these sorts of experiences can make all of us more effective if leveraged in the right way. And so we're really excited to come out with the capabilities within this particular framework in order to make things more efficient. But it's really kind of just leveraging the core power of effective data storage, and then next generation LLMs can really be very empowering for lots of use cases.
I love that message because it resonates with me as a developer. This is going to make me way more powerful right now and in the future, but also as an investor. We are changing how they work.
Yes, yes, indeed.
What would be the next step for anyone watching that wants to learn more or go deeper?
Yeah, so we've just launched our AI Portfolio Insights offering. If you go to MSCI.com and click on the Portfolio Insights section, you can find out more details, including a launch video that we recently created in order to get a feel for the solution. And we love to talk more with people about how to leverage this capability in order to understand the position of their portfolios and ultimately make better investment decisions.
MSCI.com, Portfolio Insights.
Correct.
Good. It's to make better investment decisions.
Always.
Thank you very much, Jay. And thanks for watching. For more Snowflake developer content, go to developers.snowflake.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.